he would be ahead of. I would put him ahead of Bryce, and I'd put him ahead of Bryce and CJ. I would put him fourth in the 2024 class behind Jaden, Drake, and Caleb in the 2024 class. I feel pretty no, fifth, because I would have him behind Penix as a prospect. I would have him ahead of Bo and JJ. For sure I would have him, but I was not a Bo Nix guy coming out. Right hand to God, I promise you, I was not a Bo Nix guy. I have been, I was wrong. I will admit that. I was wrong. Whatever. It's fine.
And Chief? How long was Bo Nix in college for, slinging the ball around?
I mean, he was playing. Bo Nix been playing football since I left college. I graduated in 2016.
Now juxtapose that to Ty Simpson's 15 games. See, there's a big difference there. Big difference. None of us liked Bo Nix except for one guy. Yeah, it's the only one who liked him. No one else. Everyone was like, "Oh, all right." Anyway, I digress. But I'm glad that you did rank him like that, because.
What about the most recent class as well?
I had a spiritual experience. I got baptized on national TV by Cam Moore. I'm a Florida Gators fan. So once I saw what Cam did to the Gators, I was all in. I want to say they were playing Virginia Tech on a Thursday, and I watched that game. And it was a game where Basil Tootin had a 70-yard touchdown run or something crazy like that. I was like, oh, that dude looks fast. I need to keep an eye on him. But I was watching Cam Ward, and I was like, bro, something just he plays the game, and he sees it about a half a click. He sees it about a half a click faster than everybody else, and that translates. So I would have Cam fourth in that class, but in front of the 2024 class, I would have had him fourth, behind Jaden, Drake, and Caleb.
Wow.
And I fully believe in Cam Ward. So he would be behind Cam Ward for me. I know that's a hot take. He'd be ahead of Jackson Dart, behind Cam Ward, ahead of Tyler Shuck.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, I don't think that's a hot take. I think it's honestly your preference. What do you prefer? Because what you said about and I remember comparing him to Shador last year. I'm just no, Cam just sees things so much quicker and faster. Them watching Cam throw a seam route and watching Shador, it's like watching one in slow mo and one watching it sped up. It's like watching two different things. But I just think if you want someone to stick to the system, Mendoza will be your guy. But if you wanted a guy who was just out there, going to give you that gunslinger mentality, you go with Cam Ward, and I will prefer Cam Ward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, because that was part of the thing. He was always off script, and you saw it once he got comfortable. Our line was absolute trash, and so he had to adjust to that, and he had to he's having to make all these adjustments. He had to adjust to having an actual terrorist as his head coach and Brian Al-Caliban. So
Caliban,
what he was able to accomplish. I don't think you guys understand what he was up against, and the fact that we didn't have any Calvin Ridley's hands just turned into a glove full of Megan Fox thumbs. He couldn't catch the football, and then he got hurt. It was the worst possible scenario, and then on top of that, he played one of the hardest schedules known to mankind.
Yeah, they weren't that. Yeah. They weren't that nice with the schedule last season. It should be better this season, but when I watched Cam Ward at this time last season, I said I thought he looked very good maneuvering around the pocket. The only problem was coming from, again, the Florida in college, that pocket sped up without good protection. But look, Brian Daboll should be able to take care of that. Let's get to one final quarterback question. Last quarterback question before we move on to where the other glory is. Is there a quarterback that the public, the community is getting wrong right now? or AKA who could very well be the QB2 if it wasn't Ty Simpson?
Garrett Nussmeier.
There it is.
Yeah, I give him that. Either him or Drew Aller.
Yeah, I'd see. And Rhino, we've gone back and forth about that on the Twitter X quite a bit.
Yes, we have.
We've gone back and forth about that, but I've done. I mean, you've been in the Empire Discord where we were. I mean, I've hated on Garrett Nussmeier to there is no end. But when I see another coaching terrorist in Brian Kelly throw him under the bus repeatedly, while you know that he's playing through an injury and doing that and actively costing himself millions of dollars, and you throw him under the bus, and the kid never flinched, he never came out and like bit back or did. He just, hey, yeah, I mean, I got to be better. And then you've seen him throw the ball now, and you see that he's healthy, and he's got the mobility. So if he was healthy, there wouldn't be a question to me about who the quarterback 2 in the class would be for me. So I'm thinking that he's gonna slide in the draft a little bit. He'll probably be a day 2 pick. And I'm gonna keep my eyes on this situation because it could play out a lot like there's a couple landing spots where it could play out a lot like Jalen Hurts did in Philly, where it's like, oh, why would they draft a quarterback in the 2nd round? Wait a minute. We might need to give this dude some reps. And then all of a sudden it's just, wait, we have our guy now.